Hello everyone, I am Professor Sachin Mohan Gage from Sanjoni KBP Polytechnic Kopargaon. Welcome all of you in Sanjoni Lecture Management System. In the last class, we discussed about the polymer, and in the polymer, we specifically describe the plastic. Then the polymerization reaction. After that, the classification of the polymer. The first one, on the basis of monomer, there are the two types of the polymer. One is the homopolymer and the second one is the copolymer. Homopolymer is the polymer which consists of all identical monomers, whereas the copolymer consists of the monomers of different chemical structures. The example of the homopolymer is polyethylene and polystyrene, whereas the example of copolymer is styrene butadiene rubber. The second class is on the basis of molecular structure. In polymers, the monomeric units are possessing either linear, branched, or cross-linked, that is, three-dimensional structure. If the constituent monomer have two links in their structure, then each of these links at each end join chemically with other similar or different monomer. Eventually, a linear chain or straight chain structure is formed. Whereas on the other hand, monomer possesses three links in their structure, then other monomers can get attached at three different sites. Then there is a network of chain or cross-linking is observed. Later on, the polymer is classified on the basis of thermal behavior. There are the two types of polymers on the basis of thermal behavior is your thermosoftening plastic called as thermoplastic, and the second one thermosetting plastic. Therm means heat, softening in the sense when they are heated it become soft. Thermosetting in the sense therm means heat and set means it get set like hard concrete. Means thermosetting plastic is the plastic which on heating get permanently set like your concrete and does not regain its original properties on cooling, whereas thermosoftening plastic it gets softened on heating and on cooling it regains its original properties. In today's class we are going to continue our discussion on polymer, and in today's lecture we are going to see the polymerization and the type of polymerization reaction. So in the last class we defined the polymerization reaction. Polymerization is the process or the reaction by which we can prepare the polymer, but the polymerization in which the process of uniting or linking a large number of small molecules, that is called as the monomer, to form the large molecule called as the polymer, but it required the specific condition. So this process is done under the specific condition of temperature, pressure and the catalyst. So that process are said to be a polymerization. The word polymer means many part. It is obtained by combination of two words. Poly means many and mers means unit or the parts. Polymer are made up of large number of small molecules called as monomer. Hence, hundred or thousands of monomers join together to form a large molecule in a polymer. So your polymer at least contain 100 molecules or more than 100 molecules, that is your monomers. So what are the types of polymerization? Polymerization are of two types. One is the addition polymerization and the second one is the condensation polymerization. Addition in the sense just the addition of your large number of small molecule, that is the monomer, take place. So addition polymerization or the polymerization reaction is same where the large number of the monomers either similar or the different monomers, especially in addition polymerization reaction similar identical monomers means the molecules they are linked to form a long linear chain. Here only the addition take place, hence there is no elimination of molecule. For example, in condensation polymerization reaction, depending upon the functional group, the sum of the molecules are eliminated during the polymerization process. So which molecules are eliminated? Like your water, it may be a HCl or the ammonia and so many on. So on the basis of the functional group in which the monomer, that is the molecules, possesses, while combining, maybe the molecules get eliminated. But in an addition polymerization reaction, the name itself suggests that only the addition of identical molecules, similar monomers, take place to form a large number of the polymer without any elimination. And no doubt this polymerization is done under the specific condition of temperature, pressure and the catalyst, known as addition polymerization reaction. Here we are going to see the example of addition polymerization reaction. Here the formation of polyethylene is take place by the addition polymerization reaction. So here in polymerization reaction, see here polymerization of ethylene to form polyethylene. So here polyethylene, poly means many, ethylene is your monomer or the molecules. So here the ethylene molecule, they are linked, the n number of, a large number of ethylene molecules, they are participate in a chemical combination, that is in polymerization reaction. Large number of ethylene molecules, they are linked to one another and to form the polymer, that is your polyethylene. Poly means many, ethylene means molecules. So n number of ethylene combines together to form polyethylene. So here monomer taking part in a polymerization should contain at least one double bond, and therefore here the formula of ethylene is CH2 double bond CH2. This is the monomer which is participate in a chemical reaction, that is in a addition polymerization reaction. So what is the condition here? The monomers which is participate in a chemical reaction, that is in a polymerization, taking part in a polymerization, should contain at least one double bond. So here is your ethylene contain one double bond. Okay, now in the addition polymerization, one of the two bonds between the two carbon atom of ethylene molecule, that is CH2 double bond CH2, is open and forming a unstable molecule of ethylene. So what happened during addition polymerization reaction? This CH2 double bond CH2 break, means the bond becomes open, and here is the formation of the moiety called as the CH2 single bond CH2. So whatever the molecule is formed, that molecule is unstable because the carbon having the 4 valency, and here the valence is not attended. So that's why your ethylene becomes unstable. So due to the opening of the bond, 2 valence electron of carbon atom are made free. So what happened? This carbon and this carbon, these are the two carbon atoms in a ethylene. Due to the opening of that bond, the valence electron of the carbon atoms are made free, and therefore the resulting molecule join with similar molecule by means of the free valency. So here the n number of ethylene, they are participated or taking part in addition polymerization reaction. So everyone is facing the same situation where the bond opening take place and the two valence electron of the carbon atoms are made free. So the situation is like this. Here say for example here CH2, okay, double bond CH2. So what happened? This bond get break, okay, and then there is formation of this CH2 single bond CH2, okay. So here both the carbon having the free valence, okay, here is the valency. So here the other molecules which are having the similar conditions, say for example this one, it having the free side and they are linked to this to one side, and this molecule is linking to the other side. So there is a formation of what? The chain. Now here, for example, if the, say for example, the two combining CH2 CH2 and the other combining CH2 CH2, so whatever is the moiety is formed, they are said to be a that is this one are said to be a, not a polymer, it is a dimer, because the two molecules, they are linked to one another. For example, to this side, if another is joined like this CH2, then it is a trimer, okay, tir molecule. If the other is joined to this side CH2 CH2, then it is called as a tetramer, like that. So if n number of joined, then it is called as polymer. So here the n number of CH2 CH2, they are joined like this, and you will get the formation of what? Polyethylene in this way. So due to the opening of the bond here, the resulting molecule join with similar molecule by means of the free valencies. The compound molecule formed by joining the two ethylene molecule join with one more molecule of ethylene, and the process is continued, forming a large molecules of polyethylene. So it is summarized in the reaction as follow. This one, N C2H4 in the sense this one, CH2 double bond CH2, 2 carbon and 4 hydrogen, large number of ethylene combining together, you will get the formation of same C2H4, and in bracket C2H4 n number of times, it indicate that n number of molecules, they are linked to one another, and you will get the formation of what? Linear chain. The formation of polyethylene take place. So here the reaction is this one. C here is the free valencies of the both carbon. This is the second molecule which are participated in a chemical reaction. This is the original ethylene, C double bond C, hydrogen means CH2 double bond CH2. So it contains one double bond. You will get the formation of these two molecules, they are linked together, and there is a formation of dimer. And here a large poly or many molecules of ethylene combining together to form the polyethylene. So here the n represent a very large integer, okay. So that is called as the formation of polyethylene by addition polymerization reaction. Second example is your formation of the Teflon, called as polytetrafluoroethylene. This is very similar to the ethylene. Here what is the difference? Only here the instead of CH2 here CH2 double bond CH2, only this hydrogen of carbon and this hydrogen of the second carbon is replaced by the fluorine. So you will get the formation of what? CF2 double bond CF2. So what happen here? The monomer is your tetrafluoroethylene, okay. So why they are said to be ethylene? Because this is the molecule which is obtained from the ethylene by replacing the hydrogen of the carbon by the fluorine. So when they are subjected for the addition polymerization reaction, you will get the such type of the moiety, that is the CF2 n number of times, that is called as the polytetrafluoroethylene. In short, it is called as the PTE. So PTE is nothing but the polytetrafluoroethylene, where the monomer is CF2 double bond CF2, which is called as the tetrafluoroethylene. So on polymerization, it gives the PTE, that is polytetrafluoroethylene, and it is commonly called as the Teflon. So this is also the example of addition polymerization reaction. Formation of polystyrene. Poly means many, styrene is your monomer. Okay, here the formula of the monomer is this pH means C6H5 CH double bond CS2. So the condition is that the molecules which taking part in a addition polymerization reaction should contain at least one double bond. So this is the monomer which is taking part in a chemical reaction. So n number of these styrene molecules, they are combining together and you will get the formation of polystyrene. So polystyrene is also the example of the addition polymerization reaction. Next one, the formation of polyvinyl chloride, commonly called as the PVC. Okay, so here vinyl chloride, here the vinyl chloride, that is CH2 double bond CHCl, by replacing the hydrogen of ethylene by chlorine, you will get the formation of CH2CHCl, that is your vinyl chloride. So vinyl chloride having the formula, that is CH2 double bond CHCl. So it contains the chlorine, that's why it is called as the chloride, and this CH2 double bond CH are said to be a vinyl group. So here the monomer or the molecule which taking part in addition polymerization reaction is your vinyl chloride. It contain one double bond. So what happen? Same reaction that we are initially started with the polyethylene. So breaking of the double bond take place, then there is a formation of what? The carbon with the free valency, and they are linked to one another. So n number of these vinyl chloride molecules, they are linked together under suitable condition, you will get the formation of what? The polyvinyl chloride. In this way the polyvinyl chloride is formed. Here the catalyst is used is your hydrogen peroxide. So without the catalyst the rate of reaction might be slower. So here the catalyst is definitely used. Now the second type of polymerization is the condensation. Condensation in the sense elimination of simpler molecule take place. So the method or the polymerization reaction is one and the same, in which the monomers, that is the different types of monomers, means different molecules, they are linked to or joined to one another by the condensation, forming a large polymer with elimination of some simple molecule like your hydrogen, HCl, NH3, etc. Then that polymerization are said to be a condensation polymerization. What are the example of the condensation polymerization? By condensation polymerization reaction, we can manufacture the bakelite, that is the phenol formaldehyde resin, which is commonly used as the handles for the hot object like your pressure cookers. Then the second one, here the formation of the nylon 66 is the common example of the polymer that we can manufacture by the addition polymerization reaction. So here we have taken one example, that is the formation of a bakelite, that is called as the phenol formaldehyde. As the name indicates that it contains the two different monomers, the one is your phenol and the second is your formaldehyde. So the the structure of the phenol is like this: phenolic group, this, and OH. Okay. The formaldehyde is H. Sorry. The formaldehyde is H C double bond OH. That is the second molecules which are participated in a chemical reaction. So here the phenol means this group, phenolic ring, this, and formaldehyde, n large number of phenol as well as the formaldehyde, they are combined together, and such type of the linkage is formed. Such type of linkage is formed, that is this one. This linkage is formed where you will get the formation of the cross linking structure. Here in this case the hydrogen, in this case the OH, here one hydrogen, second hydrogen, third hydrogen, fourth and fifth hydrogen, and this OH group, when it combine with this HCO double bond OH, that is your formaldehyde, at that time what happen, this one H, here H O and H, elimination of minus H2O water molecule take place. So here depending upon the functional group, in the sense here the phenol contain OH group and your formaldehyde contain carbonyl group, means the CO group. So here the water molecule is eliminated. So elimination of the water molecule take place, and that is called as the condensation polymerization reaction. So here the phenol and the formaldehyde undergoes the condensation polymerization reaction, and you will get the formation of what, the three-dimensional cross-link structure. Okay, so that is called as the condensation polymerization reaction. Formation of nylon 6,6. In the formation of nylon 6,6, the two different molecules, the one is your hexamethylene diamine and the second one is your adipic acid. Okay, so here the hexamethylene, in the sense it contain the one carbon, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So here to the 6 carbon NH2 means amine group is attached, and this 6 carbon also contain the NH2 group. So they are said to be a hexa means 6. This CH2 group are said to be a methylene group, and this NH2 group are said to be amine. So these are the two amine groups, that's why they are said to be a diamine. So hexamethylene diamine combined with adipic acid. So the formula of the adipic acid is CH2 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 CH2, 4 times CH2, and the carboxyl group is attached to the fourth carbon. So here the simple elimination of H2O from this acidic group, the OH, and from this NH2 group the hydrogen is get eliminated, and you will get the formation of what, this moiety is linked to one another in this way. So simply I am going to draw the moiety here. In this case what happened, this OH group and this, say for example this H2 and this oxygen get eliminated, only this OH and NH2, I will write here H NH instead of NH2. Okay, so here NH2 is written as HNH, where this OH of adipic acid and the hydrogen of hexamethylene diamine during condensation polymerization, water molecules get eliminated. Water molecule gets eliminated. So the remaining is what? This OH C double bond O. Here CH2 group, CH2 group, CH2, CH2, CO, OH and H combine together to form H2 get eliminated. Remaining is your NH. So here C double bond NH and this hexamethylene diamine. In the similar way, what happen? This NH2 is combined with this OH, elimination of water molecule take place, and again there is a formation of what? The polymer. In this way there is a formation of what? Nylon 6,6. 6,6, why it is called as the 6,6? Because the elimination reaction is a take place at 6 number carbon to this side of your hexamethylene diamine and to this side of your hexamethylene diamine. So let's see the synthesis property and application of polyethylene PV, polyvinyl chloride, Teflon, polystyrene, phenol formaldehyde and epoxy resin. As we already studied the preparation or the synthesis of the polyethylene, just we are going to see the properties. So generally polyethylene is a rigid, waxy, white, translucent, non-polar material. They are resistant to the chemical attack. You know that chemical resistance we already studied in an insulator. It is a good insulator of electricity. Everybody knows that the plastic is a good insulator of the electricity, but they having a low tensile strength and having a low softening point. Generally the polyethylene is used for making the insulator parts, especially the copper insulation is done by using the polyethylene. Bottle caps, generally the caps of the plastic bottle, they are made from the polyethylene. Flexible bottles, kitchen and the domestic appliances. So many appliances which is used in a kitchen is preferably the steel articles or the steel utensils. Now the steel utensils are replaced by means of the plastics. So your kitchen and the domestic appliances are made from the polyethylene. Toys and the sheets for the packing material, they are also made from the polyethylene. Second one, they are used in a chemical plant. As they are chemical resistance, they resist the chemical attack, and therefore the chemical plant where we can store the chemicals. Tubes are made, pipes are made, and the wires and the cables, they are coated by means of the plastic. Third use, it is used in making the bag for packing and the cold water tanks. And the last one is they are used for making the dustbins and the general purpose fluid container. So generally the storage tank, they are made from the polyethylene, where we can store the water or it may be a chemical. So these are the important uses of your polyethylene. You can refer the more number of properties and the application of your polyethylene. The next one is your Teflon, or it is called as the Fluon. We already studied the synthesis in which the tetrafluoroethylene combines, means undergoes the addition polymerization reaction to form the Teflon or the polytetrafluoroethylene. It is also called as the Fluon. So Teflon is ideal dielectrical materials, and the dielectrical constant of that material is 2 to 2.2. Thermally and chemically stable, the Teflon is stiff in nature and it can withstand to a very high temperature, that is 200 degrees centigrade. So what are the uses of the Teflons? They are generally used as insulating material for transformers, cables, motor, wires fitting, coils and the capacitor. Generally in electrical equipment, the Teflons are used as an insulating material. It is used for making the gaskets, packing, pump part, tank lining, stopcock for burette and the tanks. Gasket in the sense, if you just see the doors of the refrigerator, when it get closed, at that time they are totally isolated from the surrounding atmosphere. So that are nothing but the gaskets, and they are made from the Teflons. They are extensively used in non-lubricating bearing. So in the machines, in case of your non-lubrication, In non-lubricating bearing, the Teflon is used. PVC, the characteristic of the PVC is that having the high softening point, that is 148 degrees centigrade. Generally, PVC is colorless, odorless, and non-inflammable and chemically inert powder. Non-inflammable in the sense it does not catch the fire, and they are chemically inert in the sense they are chemical resistance. They resist the light, atmospheric oxygen, inorganic acids, and the alkalis. When it comes in contact with the light, atmospheric oxygen, or any type of the acids and the alkali, there will be a no effect of such atmospheric condition on the PVC, and they having a very high dielectrical constant. So that's why on the basis of the property they are used in a chemical plant, in acid recovery plant, and the plant handling hydrocarbons. It is used in making the sheets which are employed in light fitting, as they are having the high dielectrical constant as well as the good insulators. Safety elements are made, refrigerator components, tires, cycles, and the motorcycles mudguards are made from the PVC. Next one, it is used as a pipe material. Garden hoses, bottle used for consumer liquids such as edible oil, table wine, and vinegar. Generally, the PVC pipes are used, and garden hoses in the sense the pipe through which the water is sprinkled on the plant in a garden are said to be garden hoses. The bottles where we can consume the liquid, for example the water bottles or the edible oils, they are stored into the PVC bottles. Wines are stored into the PVC bottle, and the vinegars, etc. In building, it is used for guttering and waste piping as well as the window frame. Especially what happened initially, the concrete pipes are used, but that concrete pipes are replaced nowadays by the PVC. So guttering and the waste piping, they are made from the PVC. Polystyrene, we synthesize the polystyrene and we see the synthesis. Polystyrene is a transparent light, excellent moisture resistance, and the good light stable. They are highly resistant to the acids, oxidizing, and the reducing agents. They are having a very high electrical insulation characters. They are having the low softening range and the brittle in nature. So on the basis of that properties, they are used for making the toys, then your combs in the sense the things by which we can that is used for hearing purpose, button, buckets, radio, TV, and refrigerator part, and high frequency electric insulators. They are used for making the lenses and indoor lighting panels. That is the example, that is the uses of the polystyrene. Next one is the example of the condensation polymerization reaction by which we can prepare the phenol formaldehyde resin, that is your bakelite. We already studied the preparation method. Generally bakelite, they are hard, infusible, and the scratch resistance. Hard in the sense hardness means it resists the deformation and all these properties, means wear tear, like that. The material are said to be hard, which resists the deformation, wear, tear, etc. Infusible in the sense they are not easily built. Scratch resistance in the sense if we are going to make a scratch on that material, it does not happen. So that is a scratch resistance. It resists the actions of acid, salt, and many organic solvent, means they are chemically inert. In shortly, it is attacked by alkali due to the hydroxyl group in their structure, but the only difference is that the alkali may be attack on your phenol formaldehyde material, that is your bakelite, because it contains the hydroxyl group in their structure. It possesses the electrical excellent electrical insulation property, means it is a good insulator. So that's why they are used for making the switches, plug, switchboard, and the handles of the hot object. They are made from the phenol formaldehyde resin. So due to the excellent electrical insulation property, they are used for making the switches, plugs, switchboards, and the handles of the hot object. For example, the handles of your pressure cooker, then your shoulder gun, then your electrical wires, kettle, etc. The handles of the hot object, they are made from the bakelite. They are used for making the molded article like your telephonic part or the base of the telephone, the cabinet for radio and television, the old radio and the televisions where the cabinets are made from the bakelite. Nowadays that technology is transferred into the LCD or the LEDs. Nowadays such type of the cabinets are not used. They are used as a adhesive in a grinding wheels. Adhesive in the sense it is like a fevicol. They are used for sticking the two unlike or the like bodies. They are used in a paint and the varnishes. So phenol formaldehyde or the bakelite is one of the example of the adhesive. That is nothing but the binder, and that is one of the constituent of the paint, and the binders or such type of the adhesive is used in a paint and varnishes. So here the some of the examples where the bakelite are used for making the switches, plugs, etc. to the left of your screen, and this one is the cabinets of your TV and the radio, the old fashionable radio and the television, where the cabinets of your radio and the television TV is made from the bakelite. And the fifth one is the synthesis properties and the application of your epoxy resin. Epoxy resin is somewhat different. Epoxy resin is the example of the polymer which is synthesized by condensation polymerization reaction, where the epichlorohydrin with bisphenol in presence of alkaline catalyst. So epichlorohydrin and the bisphenol on condensation in presence of the alkaline means the basic catalyst will produces the epoxy resin. So they are modified by adding external compounds. Okay, so here we can modify the properties by adding the external compounds, that is called as the compounding of the plastics. Unsaturated fatty acids, amines and the other solvents, they are added so as to improve the property of the epoxy resin. So here this one epichlorohydrin. How to identify the epichlorohydrin? Epichloro, it contains the chlorine group, and this epoxide, okay, and this one is your bisphenol. Bisphenol in the sense bis means 2, it contains the 2 phenolic group, okay, and the moiety, that is your CCH2 CH2 or CS3 CS3, like this. So here what happen, this OH and this epoxide group to this side, chlorine, HCl elimination take place in presence of NaOH. So here the condensation in the sense the elimination of molecules in which the HCl, this Cl and this H combining together, and there is the elimination of the HCl, you will get the formation of this moiety. So the remaining moiety, this moiety is joined to this which contain the epoxide group. So that is called as epoxy resin. So in this way the bisphenol and the epichlorohydrin combined together undergoes the condensation polymerization reaction, where the HCl molecule gets eliminated, and here the structure combining together to form this new epoxy resin. So this is all about the formation of the epoxy resin. What are the properties of the epoxy resins? The first of all, it having a very they are highly chemical resistance to water, acids, alkali, solvents and any other type of the chemicals. They are highly flexible, toughness and heat resistance. They have the adhesive property like your phenol formaldehyde resin. So epoxy resin, they are also used as a adhesive or the binders, and all these are the polymers. These are the example of the good insulator. I am having a good electrical resistance, a good insulation properties, no doubt, and that's why they are used for laminating material in electrical equipment. For lamination purpose, they are used in a aircraft industry, especially the parts they are stick the the part which are used in aircraft industry, they are stick with the help of the adhesive like your epoxy resin, or the parts are made from the, say the some of the drawers or the boxes, they are made from the epoxy resin. They are used as a surface coating. For example, the araldite, it is used for bonding glass and metals. So araldite, it is one of the type of the tube or the chemicals which are available easily in a market. They are used for bonding, means joining the glass and metal. So they are used for the surface coating also. Okay, so here with this we finished the uh, fourth content of the third unit, that is your polymer. So thank you for today's lecture. We will meet in a next lecture. Till then, goodbye.